Hello? Good afternoon, good evening. Hello, welcome. Testing. Is this on? I think we're good. I think we are all good. How's everybody doing tonight? Yes, I have a dog now. I'll explain that a little bit later. We got a dog now. I was not originally planning on streaming today. I was originally planning on streaming tomorrow morning, but after work today, I really just want to like take tomorrow off as like a proper day off. So, I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. So I figured it's like, well, I don't want to delay the stream, and I feel like doing it now, so might as well. Evening stream. I don't know how long we're gonna be going for, but should be a good like hour, maybe 2 hours. Probably 3 hours at most, but we'll see. Alright, for those of you watching the live stream replay, might as well jump right into the action. Allow me to introduce my pet dog. Placeholder. He's a good boy. He's not as good a good boy as my IRL dog, but he's a good boy. Let me know in the comments if you have an idea for a name for this guy. I just put placeholder. I'm currently calling him Placeholder. Because why not? That's his name. It's a placeholder for a name. I think it's funny. Or let me know in the comments if you think I should actually keep the dog's name as placeholder, because I kind of like it. I think it's fitting. I think it's funny. But that's not why we're here today. We're not here to look at my Minecraft dog. We're here to take a closer look, if I can find him, at this guy. This is the missile bot. And I showed him off at in a community post, but now you can kind of get to see the full 360 view. This is our missile bot. And it behaves just like normal enemies. Actually, I'm gonna do this over here because I have to. Dang it. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. Oh, by the way, in case you didn't notice, I changed the texture of the ice. So now it's definitely more blue. It matches the color of the rest of the element. Before it was just like the water, but with a snowflake. So I changed the ice texture. I also fixed the arm. We have a custom arm in game now. That was super powerful. Do I have a less powerful ability? 8 damage, plus effect. How much? Wow. Oh, I wonder if it's because of the debuff. Let's see, does spin work better? Yeah, he's got the frozen texture. Still has the same sound effect. Still dies in one hit. Yep. So this guy is fairly simple. I'm just gonna spawn him in and then come over here and switch myself to survival. So he shoots missiles. Wow, that does a ton of damage. I am for sure gonna have to nerf that. I actually set my powers to none. Yeah, he shoots missiles. As you do, as you would expect. I'm gonna have to drop his damage output. Well, if I stand perfectly still, he's like a stormtrooper. He probably probably won't be able to hit me at all. Okay, I spoke too soon. You need to die now. That's fair enough. I wasn't even using my sword. Okay, I might need to drop the damage on this guy a little bit. So yeah, that's the missile bot. But of course, I would be inconsistent with the project if I didn't add the variants as well. So we got the advanced variant, as you would expect. It shoots green missiles if you get a look. And of course we've got radiation damage. I'm trying to get a good look at the missile. I'll have to show you the model. It's a little bit more beefy. And then we got the Elite. So here's the Elite. And I might as well show off the Supreme as well. We got the Elite and the Supreme. We got the nice blue color for the Elite, and then the purple and red for the Supreme. They all make the same sound effect. I would like to add some sound effect variations for the robots. I would rather not have every single robot with the same damage sound effect. Not that I hate the sound effect, but diversity would be nice. So, yeah, these guys, they exist. They're cool. But they've got a special property. Ow. These guys shoot seeking missiles. Ow. Yeah, the missiles seek. So that's a thing. I don't even want to talk about how long it took me to get seeking missiles in. But these guys shoot seeking missiles. I'm just gonna try to drop these guys. Seems like the missiles aren't working. No, they're working. Come on. Obviously, you're expected to have a lot more damage going up against these guys, and you have abilities. I do find that they have one main weakness, is elevation. This guy even... Oh my goodness. Okay, so the missiles are a little bit bugged at the moment. Sometimes they just don't outright fire. But I think that's alright. What do you think, placeholder? You think that's you think that's okay? I think that's okay. For now. So yeah, that's the missile bot. Now, for context. Let's see. Scrapper bot. Alright, let me get all these guys down just to show you everything that we've made so far. And over here. So these are the 3 robots that we've made so far. And I'm quite happy with them so far. What do you think, placeholder? Are they adorable? Aren't they cool and totally not menacing at all? Actually, how tall is this guy? He's about 2.5 blocks. That's fine. So, I would like to kind of explain a little bit about the bestiary and my plans for the bestiary going forward. All 3 of these enemies that you see before you They are all robots. And they all have one thing in common. Well, they have a bunch of things in common, but they have one main thing in common. They will all be featured as the main enemies, actually the only enemies, in the section of the map I'm calling the prologue. You see, the map itself, which is the overall project that we're working on, we're making a modded adventure map for those who don't have context. The map itself is going to be divided into sections called chapters. Each chapter has its own like mechanics, enemies, etc. Before the player really gets into any of that, they go through a tutorial, which I am calling the prologue. It'll do some world building, kind of establish the mechanics of the game a little bit. It'll also let you fight off some enemies. You will not have the 4 elemental powers at the start of the prologue. So the prologue will kind of be like structured like this. You wake up, you spawn in the house, you spawn in your house or whatever it is that you're gonna end up spawning in. You do some cutscene things. You go to some locations and you get some dialogue and you get some context. You're gonna get your weapon. Your weapon's gonna be given to you. I'm thinking there's gonna be a little like trial or something, or like a demo where you'll have to like fight a mob or something. Or like a stationary target, like one of these guys, as they are right now, just to kind of like get the combat mechanics locked in. Then after that little training montage, the player's gonna get thrown into the fight. In which case, it'll be 2 waves of enemies. Probably. I might do a 3rd, but I really think 2 waves should be enough. You'll be fighting 5 of these guys for wave 1. I'm pretty locked in on that. You will be fighting 3 of these guys plus 2 of these guys for wave 2. And then after that, you'll go to a second location outside of the prologue area, just outside the prologue area. There'll be another zone. My placeholder, you're cute. And that second zone is where you will fight this guy. Going into the fight, the player will receive the elemental powers. And by default, the element of fire. So this guy shoots fireballs, and so the element of fire will be a great counter to the burn damage that this guy does. In addition, I might also throw like 2 of these guys in on top of it, but this guy, with his 25 HP and the player only having, well, 2 damage by default. That will take like, what, 12 hits, 13 hits? This guy will make a pretty decent first boss. Later in the game, this guy will become more common and will be more of a regular enemy. Kind of. We'll see. We'll get there when we get there. But for the time being, that is the plan. And I just realized the missile bot's eye doesn't match the colors of the other 2. I'm gonna have to go in and update his texture. That's a real shame. So, 5 robots out in a field. Something like this. Fairly simple. Although, considering the HP of these enemies, let's just do this. Alright. This is more like what the fight would be. Not like that. Let me just clear out these guys to reset this. I really need to do like a reset mechanic or something. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 robots. They won't be wandering around. But this will be, more or less, how the prologue goes. Or at least how it starts. It's pretty difficult. I'm already down to half health. And that's just the start. Assuming you survive wave 1. Wave 2 will look something like this. Lol, they killed each other. If you die at any point, you go back to wave 1. It's not until wave 3. It's not until the start of wave 3 where you actually checkpoint, or at least that's the basic plan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try this again. I want to be able to do this. I really need a death sound effect. Okay. I didn't take as much damage that time. And I'm also thinking, since the one of the missile bot shot himself, shot the other, we only do 2 missile bots. That was weird. Wow, that guy instantly killed me. I definitely need to drop his damage by a lot. Yeah, that does 3 hearts. I definitely need to drop that damage. So it's very difficult. And that's only wave 2. Wave 3 is gonna look something like this. Except the player will have the elemental powers. Which won't be doing much. Why aren't you shooting? He's not shooting. He's not shooting. Cool. I need to respawn him. Let's try this again. Yeah, it's to be expected. Oh, there we go. Now he shoots. Goodness me. This is gonna be phase 3. Ow. Dang it. That is actually pretty difficult. If I just go head on and go for crits. He dies to burn damage because he set himself on fire. That's actually pretty difficult. That is very difficult for early game. That is no joke. So, but that is the plan. That is the plan, and I don't intend on changing it. These guys are currently lethal. And with how the prologue is structured, with your base elemental powers, that's really hard. Which is why we're going to be implementing, yes, placeholder, we're going to be implementing something. We're going to be implementing a new system, a new mechanic, the second main mechanic of the overall map. Companions. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce Eugene. who's immediately going to be targeting the still enemies. Now, as you can see, Eugene has a custom attack. He's got a spin attack. He is going to drop these tanks like they're nothing. Okay, he might take a while. There we go. Companions are going to be special mobs that fight alongside you in battle. And this is the first of 6 that I plan on implementing. I might do more, but the basic is 6. Each companion has their own unique weapon, has their own unique abilities, and stats. Eugene is going to be our first companion. He wields a double-bladed axe, which is not super powerful. It only does 2 damage. Same as Rhaego's sword here. But the idea with Eugene is he is going to act as support for the player. The same rules apply. If the player dies, then all the mobs reset, including companions. But if a companion dies, they don't actually die. They enter a stunned state, which I haven't implemented yet, and will respawn after about 15 seconds or so. So it's in your best interest to try to keep your companions alive. And one thing that I want to do for the heal ability is to heal all companions in range on top of your own HP. So if you're running with companions and you're using heal, heal will be able to, well, heal them as well. In theory. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's a water only thing. Because water kind of makes sense. So yeah, that's companions in a nutshell. So let's try the prologue again. But with Eugene assisting. I didn't die! Well done, Eugene, you did your job. I need to add a stand down function for Eugene. Because there's a high likelihood that he's gonna attack these guys before I even get a chance to. Yeah, so that's the cool thing about Eugene. His attack is 360, so if he gets like surrounded in a horde like that, you could kind of see that he does 360 attacks. I'm not dead, surprisingly. Eugene did most of the work. So suddenly the prologue is a lot easier. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Eugene is already going for it. And I'm already dead. Alright, the tank took out Eugene. Eugene is now stunned and I'm on fire. But Eugene did a ton of damage. To enough where I was able to take out the tank pretty easily. I don't think you will have Eugene for the tank fight. I like the idea that Eugene gets knocked out for this fight and remains stunned through the entire duration, where it's only you against the tank. But I don't know, we'll see. Eugene will more than likely get knocked out because the blaster tank has a ton of damage, AoE attack on the projectiles, and also burn on fire. So suddenly the prologue is a lot easier thanks to Eugene here. Eugene is our first companion. Let me tell you a little bit about Eugene. He is a skilled warrior, or a trained warrior, and a genius tech expert. For the prologue, he's only going to wield his axe, but for later in the game, when you have him as a companion, he will be able to hack into robots and shut them down remotely. This process will take some time, but basically he can upload a virus into a robot, and after about like 5 seconds or so, the robot just dies. Just insta-kill. And my dog is barking. Not that dog, my IRL dog. But base Eugene does not have this ability yet. He will later in the game, though. And I actually like that idea better than my original plan for Eugene. Originally, Eugene was supposed to be able to, like, reanimate robots, but that mechanic makes more sense for a different companion. So I think the upload virus is a better ability for Eugene. So Eugene is not fully finished at this point in time. Right now, he's only attacking. And you might be wondering how this system works. And you might have figured out, like, why I have my dog named placeholder over here in the corner. Well, originally for the companions, I was planning on using a pet system, like Minecraft normally has. However, in order for the pet system to work, you have to feed the target mob in order to tame it. That just doesn't work for this context. So I've decided to scrap that functionality. Eugene is not hostile to the player or to other companions, so if I spawn a second one, he won't attack himself. I've also made it so the player can't damage companions. So if you accidentally swing and hit them, it'll just cancel the hit. So you can't kill companions on your own. Companions are going to have a lot of other really cool abilities. Like I said, I've got 6 in mind, and this is the first of which. Eugene with his virus ability. Benedict, who's going to be the next companion that we work on, not today, but he's next in line. He'll be able to use ground pound, and that'll be a conditional thing. If he's surrounded by like 6 or more mobs, he'll initiate ground pound, which, in case you're curious, is the same as this ground pound. So some companions will be able to use elemental abilities to some extent. So there is a mechanic there. I'm also debating if companions can use the elemental powers or not. I had this idea where you could like lend a power to a companion and then their attacks would, or they would be able to use the elemental powers. So if I spawn in Eugene here, for whatever reason, it's not showing up right now. Let's see, Eugene, movement speed, follow range, add multiplier, base, random spawn bonus, custom name variable. Interesting. Run it again. Definitely seems like there's more stuff. Huh. That's very odd. I wouldn't bet if I pulled up a scrapper bot. Well, first I gotta get rid of Eugene. Not damage. Data. Let's see. Yeah, for whatever reason, the scrapper bot has all of these player variables attached. For whatever reason. So I was thinking, like, oh, we can just set these player variables, like active element, not, that's active ability. Where's active element? Scooby-Doo. Where's active element? That's active ability. Water XP, unlock launch, Earth XP, dash, shot punt. It's active element. I would expect it to be up the top. Well, anyway. We could set the entity's active element, so that way Eugene can use elemental powers. How much damage is that? Wow, Eugene does a ton of damage, like with only 2 damage. He got 3 hits in. Like, that's not insignificant. Eugene, I imagine, is going to be a huge help in the prologue. And here's the idea that I want to emphasize with the companions. I don't want them to do the job for you. For that reason, they have a finite amount of health, and if that health dwindles to 0, I just deleted the item and then picked up the same one. That's funny. If that health dwindles to 0, then they're stunned for 15 seconds. That 15 seconds is you panicking and having to deal with everything that they were dealing with. So it's in your best interest to assist your companions as they are assisting you. Although that's definitely going to require some more playtesting. Isn't that right, placeholder? You're so cute. I'm glad I kept you around and then just despawn you. You're actually... I like having this little dog. This cute little dog. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. So currently Eugene only... Currently Eugene is only... I just lost my train of thought. There it is. I found it again. It arrived back at the station. Eugene currently is only able to attack enemies. And I think that's not limited to... I'm not going to use a creeper, because... Where is slime? There we go. I guess not. I thought he could attack any mob. I guess not. I know he can attack all of these guys. I've tested them. I'm very curious if the missile bot will actually target Eugene, or if it'll go for me. It goes for me. I do know this guy has a lot of HP. Well, here's the missile. Yeah, it does despawn. I added a despawn functionality, so the missiles do actually despawn. That's really nice. Alright, so that's basically all I have to showcase. That's what I've been working on for like the past 3 weeks. That and getting the element of ice texture back up. So currently Eugene is only able to attack mobs. Simple. What I would like him to do is also follow the player and to attempt to keep within like a 10 block radius of the player. That's something that's not in yet. That's something that we could potentially do on stream right now. Additionally, if he's outside, like if the player is gone away and let's just say I fly over here, I think it'd be really cool if the companions teleported to the player, just like normal pets do. But for the time being, that isn't a thing yet. But it can be. So, I suppose we can get into it. In case you're wondering, this is... Yeah, in case you're wondering, this is the on-tick update event for Eugene. This, I do believe, is what sets the target. And then this plays the animation. I forget what this is. Oh, that just toggles the animation back to off. That just resets the animation. The AI for Eugene is actually really simple. This gave me the hardest of headaches over the past week. Because for the longest period of time, he was attacking himself. And I couldn't get him to stop. And it turns out the problem is I originally had this block in place. Let's see. Which was set to monster entity like this. It was originally this. But because Eugene himself is considered a monster entity, because he has to be, there's no other option here, he would just attack himself. And it was just not really good. Krista, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. I am doing well, thank you. So yeah, so far that's what we got so far. I suppose I can show you some of other textures I've made for Eugene. So this is Eugene's model. It's fairly simple. This is the battle variant, and this is the NPC variant. The battle axe is actually on his back when he's not targeting something, but that's going to be a separate mob. He also has different facial expressions. Normal, happy, shocked. It's going to be the stunned effect, which I don't actually have the animation here. I lost it. This one's supposed to be a what the heck just happened reaction. But I need to figure this one out. I need to get this one. I need to take it back into the shop. And this was an alternate battle variant. He's smiling in this one as opposed to just the mean face. So I do have different facial expressions that are not currently in game, but I do plan on adding a lot of facial expressions for this particular character, as well as for the other characters. We'll get into them when the time comes to make them. But for now, we have Eugene. So the first thing I would like to do is try to make it so Eugene stays close to the player. So let's see if we can't get that operating. What to do about this, though? We've got options. So I need to check if a player is in range. Do we have range? No. Entity. For each entity. I'm looking for something. Oh, here we go. Does entity exist in a square cube size of... We will go 15. Player. If player exists in a size of 15, actually, if there is not a player within 15 blocks, we need to make him path towards the nearest player. Attempt to find a path and move to with speed factor. Huh. Can we do something about nearest player? It might be tricky. This might be tricky. Huh. What to do? What to do? Because I can't put the players X, Y, and Z. Or can I? Maybe I can. But I have to do it as a variable. So let's grab a procedure. What to call it? Player companion data or something? Four companions. On player, let's see. On player tick update. Okay. First things first, we need to check if the player. Yeah, so let me explain to you, Krista, what this is for. The plan is to make a modded adventure map. You're new here, so a while back, earlier this year, I completed a 17-month-long project called Minecraft Shiverburn. It was this massive modded adventure map. It was a parkour map with a bunch of mobs to fight, tools to upgrade, and weapons to craft. It was a huge deal, and it was a lot of fun making it. I'm attempting to make something similar, but at a much bigger scale. That is what I've been working on. Codename Project Ruby. So let's see. So I need to check if the player is the elemental master or not. So let's see, can I get... How would I even get this? Huh. Is it display name? Hold on. I'm trying to figure this out. Execute command, nope. And get result. That's really cool, I like seeing that. Get registered name of event. Alright, here we go. Yeah. Hi. This is working. I need to test to make sure that this works. Otherwise, we're in for pain and suffering. Let's just test to see if this is working. So my idea is that this will only execute if the player is the elemental master, and also if they're supposed to have a companion. So that way companions know where to path to. So that way it doesn't cause lag. For no needless reasons. I just realized I have 2 Minecraft windows displayed. Cool. Elemental Master. Reset. Okay, yeah, that works. Assign Peppy. It's not working. All right. So it's not working. Command get display name. Get register name? No, get display name. Let's try get display name. Maybe that'll work. Let's see. Master select. I'm also gonna open this. Reset. Unassign. So it's less confusing. So wait, now I can unassign the elemental master. Actually, I always could, but now it's less confusing. We're getting there, slowly getting there. It's a lengthy process for sure. This is gonna be a couple month project for sure. We're getting there slowly. Him, this is working. Cool. Unassign. Yep, and that's gone. Okay, that's working. Sweet. Cool. That is very nice. So now we have a on tick for the player. Sweet. Now, what are some things that we're gonna need? What do we need this to do? We need the player's X, Y, and Z coordinates. And we need a variable if the player is to have a companion. Maybe. Let's get the XYZ coordinates in. So we create some variables. Elemental master X. We want this as a number. Let's do player lifetime. Because player persistent, let me just look this up real quick. Player lifetime, variable specific to each player, holds unique value for a time of player living and is reset when the player dies. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we need. That is exactly what we need. Sweet. Elemental master Y. Number. Player lifetime. Because if the player dies, then obviously their X and Y and Z positions are gonna drastically change. Z, wrong button. So default, they will be 0. So now, I can close that. I need to close that actually. We will get, not there, custom variables. Global number. Elemental master X. I'll duplicate this twice. Set that to Y, set that to Z. Speed factor of 1. So in theory, if the player is not within 15 blocks, it'll attempt to pathfind towards the elemental masters X, Y, and Z. So let's set that up right now. So we need to set number X, Y, and Z. I said Z to the players X, Y, and Z, which should be as easy as that. Just these little blocks here. Boom, boom, boom. And since there can only be one elemental master, this isn't gonna like bug and glitch out. Because the way the elemental master variable works, it's a name variable, and it takes the player name of whoever you assign it to. So I could assign it to Mumbo Jumbo, and it wouldn't work for me. It would only work if Mumbo Jumbo was logged in. If that makes sense. So, in theory, this should not, like, cause dramatic problems later down the line. So let's just see. So, I am the Elemental Master now. If I leave... Bye, Eugene! See you later, buddy! Okay, something's not right. Okay then. Oh, I messed up. Come back. I messed up. These are player-specific variables. We need to switch these from player lifetime to we'll say global session. Yes, I'm aware this will change some things. Alright. Now this should work. I don't know where the heck he was thinking he was going, but... Ah, dang it. Alright, we gotta crash. Oh, it's because I didn't update this. All I have to do is just save. That's it. That should work now. That is probably the funniest thing I've seen all day. It's just Eugene just running off into the distance. That is super funny. Yeah, I just didn't update the variables, that's all. That's all. Let's see if he comes back, or if he's gonna still attempt to go who knows where. No, he's coming back. So he should be coming back and attempting to park it right here. So he's swimming. He's swimming. Does he get on land? Perfect! Now, he will stay there unless I move out of range. In which case, he'll come back to me. That is perfect! So now, no matter where I go, he's always gonna follow. Now, I don't like that he's, like, right up against me. So... I might have to do something about that, but for the time being, I think this works. Let's see. What happens if I throw an enemy down? Does he... Yes! And if I move out of the way... Perfect! He goes after the enemy. He prioritizes the enemy first. Interesting, but if I move back in range, yeah, then he goes for him. Perfect. So he'll try to stay close. But if I'm like running away, then he'll kind of try to pass back to me. And then once he's close enough, then he'll just kind of... Yes! This is so cool! This is so cool. Now, what I'm wondering is... if I'm like up here, he'll just kind of like chill down there and guard. What if I drop a bot on him? He just goes for the bot. Yes, the scrapper bots are enemies. So I can just crit this guy a few times. He does... Eugene does crazy good damage. Like, in order for me to two-shot that guy, he would have been at 4 HP out of 10, which means Eugene did 6 damage in 3 hits. That's pretty good. So, Eugene will... He does kind of fight with the AI a little bit, but overall, he just kind of chills. One thing's for certain is I don't like that he gets like right up into my face. Let's see if there isn't anything about that we can fix. So this works. Well, if we just did something like this. Oh, that's right. I need to double this to 30. And we will set this. So let's just say he walks in and, oh, I can't think straight. What if he's at... How close do we want him to be? Like 5 blocks maybe? We'll do 10. And then we need an if statement. Well, I gotta sneeze. Or do I? Oh no, I don't have to sneeze anymore. Oh, how embarrassing. Alright. So if there's not a player within 30 blocks. Oh, this might actually be a problem. Unless... So I need to check if that... player is, the Elemental Master or not. Let's see. Entity data. I need display name. Elemental Master. And we need... Boy. Actually... Never mind, we will just... Of type player. We need to stop this if he's within range. So maybe just this. Nope, that doesn't work. I can already tell. So if the player does not exist within 30 blocks, he attempts to walk towards him. But if he does exist, stop the attempt. Can we do an unless? That's if else. Let's say procedure plus, if then else. Let's see. Find a path and move towards those coordinates. Actually, there should be attempt to stop navigation. Here. Try to set the attack target. Attempt to override. Yeah, here we go. So if they exist within a cube size of 10, with the radius being 5, but I have to remember that whenever it uses size like that, it's usually in diameter, which means I divide whatever I put in by 2 to get a radius, which is usually what I use is radius. So I just have to remember to double everything. So this should work. I can't imagine that this wouldn't. I think. Let's see. Is this gonna work? I've got my doubts, but I got my hopes and prayers. Let's give this a go. Alright, so if I yeet myself over here, Eugene should get to about... It didn't work. It did not work. Oh boy. Oh, that's why. That was embedded. That was embedded into this, so it was I basically created a paradox. It's like, yeah, there's no chance that that is gonna work. Because if this would only activate if there's not an entity in range, and this requires an entity to be in range. So that's why. That's why it didn't work. Makes sense? Yep. Makes sense. And this is why we test things over and over and over again, just to make sure that everything is working. Because if for whatever reason something doesn't work, then... LOL. Let's see. Again, if I eat myself over, Eugene is going to attempt to path. When he gets within range, yeah, he stops. He just kind of chills. He's just pretending like he's not here right now. He's not making eye contact or anything. Should I make it so he watches me? Or would it be best for him to just, like, look around randomly? I don't know, I feel like that might be a little bit creepy. Alright, let's just see. What's the worst that could happen? Let's see. That is in procedures. Make... Let's just see. Oh. Here we... Well, that's not gonna work. That kind of changes... Okay, so let me explain why this doesn't work. This requires source entity, which, if you don't know how MCreator works, basically, if you want this procedure, which is the one that we're editing, to work in this spot, it needs to only meet these criterias. source entity, which you can see is here on entity is hurt, and also collided with. So this would work with something like that, but it would not work on tick update. So I need to do something else. Base. Make. Nope, that doesn't work. Oh, this might work. That might work. And might as well just do that on top of it. Yeah, it just kind of seems awkward. So it didn't break. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Hopefully it doesn't break. The procedures I am using a plugin called Procedures Plus, which is not like officially developed. It's community made. So whenever I use something from Procedures Plus, I'm just like slightly worried in my mind that it's not gonna work or it's not gonna work consistently. So he is facing me. Yeah, he is facing me. Let's see if I run away. Wait. Why isn't he walking towards me? The internet would not be a problem because all of it is code. Yeah, the code's broken. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I think this is interfering, because face the nearest player. I think that's what's causing it. Yeah, usually I only ever have like one person in chat, but that's okay. Usually there's another guy who comes in to hang out, username Finn. I don't know where he's at tonight. It means you get chat all to yourself. There we go, now he's coming. And he's just gonna stare at me like he wants to end like he wants to end me. So he is pathing towards. Now I'm curious. If I just do this, what happens? Is he over there? He must still be in range. What happens if I do this? Let me cook. If I'm just standing here, what's he gonna do? Okay, let's get him away from the lava pit. And then he will end your phone or PC. Eugene, what are you looking at? Is there something over there? So if I'm over here, he is coming. And then he just kind of parked it, and then just stares at me. I need a bigger test. Like, a much bigger test. If I jump over here, it'll just kind of chill. If I go over into the snow area, though, he should... Yeah, he's coming over. Does he not like the ice? Come on, Eugene, it's fun. Yeah, he is a little bit slow on returning, but I think that's okay. That's okay. I kind of want to see what would happen. Actually, I think I know exactly how I can test this. First, I'm just gonna remove him from the plane of existence temporarily. If I set that as stone... That's an idea, but you'd have to be able to rip open the metal plating. Besides, the main enemies aren't really going to be robots. There's going to be other, more difficult opponents. It's going to be bosses, too. Now I'm curious. So Eugene's gonna, yeah, he headlocks me. Now if I parkour away... Am I not far enough away? He is attempting to head over here, but he can't. So what do I do in this situation? Where he just can't get to me. The Age of Copper? Yeah, I am kind of familiar with it. Assuming that's what you're talking about. I haven't been paying much attention to vanilla Minecraft updates because they don't really affect me too much anymore. But I do think it's cool that they've gone back to the Copper Golem. I do think that that is kind of a cool thing. What to do about this? So a lot of sections, well, not a lot of sections, but a decent amount of sections where you have companions are going to be parkour, not just fighting mobs. So I need to figure a way that companions can just kind of stick with you, even like after a section like this where you have to parkour over and you can't get back. Well, I can just kind of just get away from him. If he's annoying me, then I just leave. So, oh, I thank you. How do I fix this problem? Logic tells me a teleport, but what if he, like, is he just gonna teleport? Make him jump. That might be a bit more complicated than you might think. That might be very much more complicated than you might think. As cool as that would be, I don't think it's possible to any, like, realistic extent. I think a teleport might be amount of coder. Yeah, that's fair enough. It's a it's a cool idea, don't get me wrong. I would have to calculate the launch vector to simulate a jump. And then I would have to do that for like every single jump in the entire map. That's just like not possible. I mean, it is possible, but no chance is that like realistic at all. If I wanted to spend the next like 4 years or something just coding in like every single possible jump and then making it so he can jump. I'm sure there might be an easier way to do it other than a teleport. I feel like a teleport is just the way to do it, but what I don't want to happen if I can just demonstrate. I don't want this to happen. Wow, Eugene is not that smart. I don't want that to happen. Or, worse yet, if I'm just like off to the side here. Yeah, he pushes me off and then I die. And I also don't want this to accidentally happen. What the heck? Huh? What? Excuse me, sir. You are midair. What the heck? Well, the problem with creating a path like that would be, well, obviously, the player could just use the path. If the player just used the path. What the heck? Oh, there he goes. Bye. Okay. Let's see if I can replicate that. I can. What the heck is happening? Eugene, you're defying gravity. How have you done this? Switching game modes doesn't do anything either. If I lower myself? What if I... True. He's just kind of... He's saying no to gravity. He has gone down. Oh, you want to know what I think it is? I think the attempt to path procedure is so strong, it's overpowering gravity. So I think I'm gonna have to make it so... Yeah, he's got rocket boots. You're not the one who's supposed to have rocket boots, Eugene. You're supposed to have an axe. Either that or you are just so strong you're able to hold yourself up in midair. Oh, what the heck? Because if I leave, yeah. If I move away, he just kind of drops down. I'm curious if he survived. No entity was found. He did not survive. He did not survive at all. Alright, let's exit out, see if we can't fix that. I think there's a simple fix. I just need to make it so if he's on the ground. Which, that's simple enough. That's just two little blocks. Where is it? Yeah, on ground. And then that should fix it. Eugene is the avatar. He's airbending over here. The player is supposed to have the wind powers, though. It's not really that difficult. This should fix any airbending problems. Although that is interesting to note. If he's mid-air, then he can't pathfind. So even if I gave him the ability to fly, he wouldn't be able to follow. Dudes stole their powers. So now, if I push him off the... You, sir, are a freak of nature. What? Excuse me. You're not supposed to do... You're not supposed to do that. How far can I push him? This is so weird. He belongs in a lab, exactly. Let's just... And of course, as soon as I leave his... Yeah, as soon as I leave his range of detection, he drops like a brick. Alright, I need to figure this out. Okay, so... That was not enough! So, I'm gonna add it onto this one. And see what happens. Because it might be attempting to stop navigation. That might be what it actually is. So let's just test to see how that goes. I don't think the scientist will be necessary, but that is interesting. That is very... He's stopping Google Maps. That's funny. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Whoops. you're not Eugene. Splat. So now if I push him off, he actually falls off. There we go. It had nothing to do with the top thing. It had to do with the stop navigation. Rest in peace. You were a freak of nature. He's probably landing in the water. There is water below. So I don't need it here. I just need it there. Yeah, it just needs to be here. That is very funny, though. So... That is very funny. Holy cow, it's 9 o'clock. Alright. Alright, nice. That is very funny. We had some fun. Definitely need to add some more things to this. For example, I need a teleport check. So if Eugene can't path to the player, then... If he can't path to this location, then we need to run a teleport check to make sure that, one, he can actually teleport to the player, and that it's safe to do so. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here. It's late at night for me. I gotta get ready for bed and ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Thank you for joining me, Krissa. It's been a pleasure. I hope you found this mildly entertaining. As far as future live streams go, I will try to be streaming once every week. Probably Tuesday night, but yeah, around this time next week, but I don't know. Check the channel every now. Yeah, check the channel every so often, and I'll try to schedule streams in advance like this one, but there's no guarantee I actually can. So we'll see. I'm gonna keep working on the companions tomorrow, but for the time being. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Have a good rest of your day / good night, depending on what time zone you're in. I'll see you in another stream. Thanks for hanging. Okay, so we're not too dissimilar in the time zones. Got it. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock for me right now. So I gotta get to bed. Anyway, have a good night.